Hello and welcome, Light Steppers. It's social media week. My favorite. I used to really hate social media. I used to really avoid it all the time. And through the last 3, 4 years, I've been able to really figure out how to gamify it and how to take advantage of it and use it as a resource to create change in my life. And I wanted to take some time, especially take a whole week to give you guys some of the tools that I've learned throughout the years, not only from reading some of the top books from the top people on social media, but also from creating thousands and thousands of posts myself on multiple social media channels. And having hundreds of hours of watch time, having like multiple videos go viral, do the whole thing. But I want to give you guys some tools so that you guys can learn more about how to properly utilize social media and where social media is going. So before we do that, you guys know the drill. We gotta remember what we're about, and we have to go over our guiding principles so that we can remember what we stand on. We fill our cups first by honoring our physical, mental, and spiritual health through self-mastery, movement, nutrition, community, and personal development. Chad?
We model behaviors, habits, and attitudes that demonstrate excellence.
By developing individuals, we strengthen families that elevate communities.
We believe that integrity, love, and principles are the foundation of both our great business and life.
We are committed to creating generational health and wealth for our community and beyond.
We continually expand our organization by providing the most effective and highest quality products and services available.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. The measure of an effective leader is not how many serve them, it's how many people they can serve. Magical. Okay. Also, recording myself on social media taught me that I sing a lot. I am not a singer, and I am sorry, but I sing a lot. It's something to keep in mind. But very simple, guys. Today we're gonna keep it very simple. I want to give you guys some paradigm shifts, and I want you guys to start looking at social media a little bit different. Because a lot of people get really caught up on social media instead of utilizing social media for what it is. The future of social media is gamification. It is all about gamifying. We are living in the attention society. Everything is about keeping your attention for as long as possible because most people cannot watch a video for longer than 7 seconds. Like most people are struggling when they get past that. We have a lot of options and it can be really difficult. So all social media platforms are fighting to get your attention. So we don't have to do all that work. Like in the past, you had to go and do all that work individually, but now we can tap into those tools so that we can actually reach out to more people, utilizing what they want. So the best way to describe it is, people talk about it like use the algorithm and how keep in mind what do you think Instagram wants? Instagram wants you to spend more time on Instagram. Facebook wants the same thing. TikTok wants the same thing. How do we do that? And as we advance in the future, social media is going to become more and more crucial for life. It's literally going to become your ID card. Like I'm a black man, so like I still have some fear about the police sometimes. I'm not gonna keep it 100 with you guys. And I've had thoughts sometimes that I'm like, oh, I'm driving home right now. If I get pulled over, I can pull up my stories and show the police officer, look, I'm doing nothing bad. And that's ultimately what's gonna happen, where they're gonna be able to just reach it, like find it out themselves. Like they're gonna be able to just follow what you're doing. That's already happening in a lot of other countries. That's where the money is. That's just what's gonna happen. That's just gonna happen. Like social media is gonna be very important, and eventually it's gonna get to a point with that if you don't have like a certain amount of followers, or you won't be able to do certain things. So it's gonna be very important. But most importantly, in regards to our business, social media is the first part of our funnel. Is where we attain leads. That's where we actually expose people to who we are and what we do. Not even specifically Period, but just to who we are, because people do not buy into the products we sell. People buy into you. So that's what social media is all about. I used to be really caught up in trying to be like everyone else. I try to force it and do all these things to like kind of fit into this mold and do these things. the best advice I can give you guys is to just be you. So many people get so caught up on content, like what do I do? I want my page to look this certain way, so they never post. And what happens is they're not testing. Social media is all about testing. Like this is literally just like a marketing app. Think about it that way. All you're doing is putting out content and seeing what works and what doesn't. I've done this training for a lot of people, but a lot of people get so caught up on the standards they have for posting on social media. I have two very simple standards. First standard, is this true for me? And is this helpful to others? And helpful can mean different things. Helpful can mean it's teaching them a tool. Helpful can mean they're learning more about me. Helpful can mean it's inspiring them, it's motivating them. Helpful can mean different things. It's adding value to the person watching, of course. That's what helpful means to me. So in the past, I used to get really caught up and like, no, that's not perfect. The caption needs to be perfect. No, that's literally that's extra things. Posting is the main thing. There's times that, especially if I'm doing like a social media run, I will post it. I'm saying that I'm doing like a 30 days of posting a reel every day. There's times that I don't know what to post, and I'll post a reel without caption or anything. It doesn't matter. Like Instagram sends more people your way, the more consistent that you are. And especially if you're adding value to the people watching, whether that is teaching them something, entertaining them in some way, or teaching them about you. Because people want to learn about people, so that's always helpful. And I want to say that because I know that so many people don't post because they're very caught up on what their page will look like. I imagine it's because they have the intention for their thing to look very much like this. And that's beautiful. Look how aesthetic that is. Come on. Queen, beautiful. See that? It all makes sense. But guess what? Look how many posts she's made. 2,400. It wasn't like, oh, this is no, like she tested. And the thing is, like, you can test, like, don't think that from testing you're only gonna post what people want to see. Realistically, you're still creating the content, so you decide what you're gonna create. But then after you create it, let people decide what they actually want to see. Like I know that for me, like I was so caught up on making a certain specific kind of content that I started like really looking at my numbers and like, okay, what's actually working? What do people really want to see? And people want to see you more than anything. People want to see you. People want you to be honest. People want diversity in your page. You'll see this a lot where you see a little bit of everything, nutrition and workout and interviews. You'll see a little bit of everything. But I wanted to show you guys a few other pages as well, because like I said, this took her a long time to achieve. Like she's awesome. She's also a 5-star crown. And this is Troy Casey. He's a little bit more out there. He doesn't really care much about what his page look like. As you can see, that means he posts a lot more. That also means he does a lot better. And look at his page. Different color, but very similar. Different colors, a lot of him, value, him being silly, a little bit of everything here, right? And you think his page always looked like this? No, his page, he literally still tests. I know because he was texting me today. Like I know, I go to his house all the time. He's always testing. He's always playing around with things. There's another big person. And this is where a lot of people get caught up because they see pages like this. They're like, my page is what? But he literally does post twice a day. He literally posts twice a day, and everything's just beautiful. Everything's put together. Oh, let me live. Let me live. I don't want to sign up. I don't have one for this account. But a lot of people get caught up. But what I want you guys to see again, posts. Look how many posts he has. He's been testing for years. Testing. We're not posting. We're testing. What works and what doesn't. What do you think worked for him? This worked for him. He realized that, wait, whenever I do this big letters, simple, big letters. It works. People like it more. The numbers speak for themselves. So he just goes by that, right? And they all have the same standard. Face on their profile, what they do, link, highlights, and then they choose as a color scheme or something that they enjoy. And you don't have to. Like you can even go. Let me see. You can go. So this one, this is a good one. This is a good one. Another good example of a great Instagram page. Again, 19 million. I can tell you, Rogan does not care at all what is on his page. He just posts about the things he cares about. Guess what he cares about? Stand up, the Joe Rogan Experience, boxing, spirituality, his dog. That's what he cares about. And you can watch anything from him and you'll always know that what he cares about. And that's my point. Right now, I'm getting close to 2,000. I'm getting close to 2,000 points on posts on Instagram. But I've created other accounts, and I've also had I've created over 2,000 for sure. But on Instagram specifically, the way that I look at it is my evidence locker. I literally put on there. That's my evidence locker. People can go on there and see what I'm about. On there, I'm going to be posting the events that I've spoken in, full speeches that I've done. I'm going to be posting my calisthenics progress. I'm going to be posting my trail running. I'm going to be posting my mental health things. Once in a while, maybe I'll talk about autism and health. But you see what I'm talking about? Like this, I'm talking about the things that I care about. In the book Crush It by Gary Vee, literally the best social media strategies on the planet right now. He works for the top people, Microsoft, Apple, all of them work with Gary Vee's team. And he talks about choosing 6 buckets. Choose 6 buckets of 6 things that you really care about. You know, most of us is around 6. Sometimes you have a little bit more than that. But if you choose 6, that's going to give you literally unlimited social media content. Because then you'll okay, I haven't posted about this in a while. This, and then you post about that consistently, and you never run out of content. And then also you're talking about the things that you care about, and then you test what kind of posts do better, because the intention is for more people to see it, right? And then you do more of that kind of post. And then that's it. But for the most part, social media is all about the numbers. Like I know people say it all the time. But if you're consistent with posting, whether it is you're posting once a week, once a day, every other day, every 3 days, like they pay attention to that, and you can see it in your numbers. Like I have my graphs on my professional dashboard, and you can see it. Social media literally is always like this. And then you can poof, they give you something to like go viral. Literally, I have the dumbest things go viral. And I'm like, okay, like all the fire things that I made that actually shares value of us mental health. No, we're gonna make this one viral. Okay. And that's cool. But then you see this, and then what happens is it goes down again. And most people, when it goes down after they go viral, they stop posting. So social media, and especially Instagram, they stop sending engagement, sending people towards your page. So the best thing to do is like you go viral, and the next day act like nothing happened and continue to post the same way. And what happens is your new baseline increases. So if you're getting about 100 views on your reels, the next time is going to be 200 views on average, then 300, 1,000, and then you continue to go up. And that's if you just continue to stay consistent. And again, it doesn't have to be every day. More helpful if it is every day. Gary Vee will tell you to post 7 times a day. So me being kind, I'm telling you, just posting every other day would be helpful. Posting every day is one of the best things that I've ever done for myself. It allows me to show up for myself. It keeps me sharp. It keeps me creative. And it also makes sure that I'm adding value to my people every day, because I'm the kind of person that adds value to my people every single day. So that's it. I wanted to keep it brief, and I want you guys to look at social media in a different way. Social media is simply the first part of your funnel. It's simply where you go and tell people about you and what you do, and then that's it. Then from there, then you can actually work your skills. But social media is a skill that I work with doctors and professionals and athletes, and they ask me all the time about social media help, because it's literally business now. Like you need social media presence to do anything. This companies like acquisition.com, one of the biggest companies in the world, checks all of social media before they hire you, because they want to make sure that who you are is in alignment with their culture. It's gonna be really, really important. It's a really, really important, but it's gonna be like life or death. Like you're gonna get a job or not type thing. So think very, very important to think about. But if you're being truthful and you're adding value, don't get so caught up on it's not perfect. Like, yes, it's important, yes, but it doesn't have to be perfect. The editing can be fucked up, the audio can be messed up, it doesn't matter. Post the video, post the picture, post the quote. Like you see me on there. Like sometimes I don't have time to make content. I'm like, all right, I saved it on my saved on Instagram. I just post something that I saved before. Done. Still added value to my people. And people message me like, yo, thank you for posting this. I really needed this to this. And I'm like, this was up. I got you. And that's the intention. I have people reach out to me like at work that I've never met. They're like, yo, I've been following you for months and I love your content. I don't even know who you are, but thank you. I'm glad you love it. And that, so that happens. And that only happens because I added value to my people every single day. That's it. And I was honest. I tell the truth every time. Well, at least what I believe is the truth. That's it. We could definitely jump into mastermind. I went a little bit past, but this is really important stuff. Yeah. So questions, comments, concerns. How we doing? Was that helpful in any way? Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Layla?
I mean, I think it's pretty good. Like you said, I feel like social media is gonna be like everything moving forward, especially in business, just because it's so easily accessible for people. Um, I feel like people are be more like inclined to check out the social media than like, let's say you have a website. So I think it's really important to kind of
I
get
know
it going.
I know I'm more down to check social media than a website for sure.
It's more convenient. More.
Definitely, and to piggyback what you said about business, like and use of personal experience. I know that I sent an email today actually with a proposal, but I met this friend on social media. She's a behavior analyst from California. She's Caribbean, so there's not a lot of people of color in the field. So I just reached out, started talking to her, and we jumped on a Zoom call and just connected and figure out a way how we can collaborate, how we can build together some way or another. And she asked me like, hey, would you be down to do a training for my team virtually? And like we could figure something out on burnout and psychological flexibility. I literally I wasn't even planning on creating a training like that at all. Like I wasn't at all. I was like, okay. I looked up the rates like and everything. I'm like, okay. So I sent her a proposal today on how that's gonna be broken down. It's a couple of hours, about $700 for those 2 hours. Of course, like the 2 hours is not like it's also the work that I'm doing prior and the work that I'm doing after works up to that pays for that. But none of that would happen if it wasn't for social media. How
Yeah.
would I even talk to her? It wouldn't have happened. And yeah, like that's the beauty of it. Like I'm on there to make friends, to find people I can collaborate with. Like when I'm on there and I'm talking to anyone, I was like, how can we collaborate? Like, can you come to Arizona? We could do Calisthenics. Maybe we could do a trail run. Maybe I'll go to you and we go out camping or whatever. Like, or maybe we could get together and write a book, or we could do podcast episodes together. How can we build? How can we create together? I believe that's where the future is going. It's all about collaboration, and you'll see that on my page more and more. I have a lot more posts coming that I'm collaborating with a lot of big professionals and people in the mental health field and in athletics. So big things are coming, but the future is collaboration, and social media just makes collaboration so much easier. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. Let's talk about some wins and challenges before we jump off. We'll start off with you, Leila, since you are unmuted.
Okay. Wins. I mean, I guess I'm still getting more comfortable with having conversations. I feel like I made a little bit of progress. I mean, it's still going to be something I kind of have to crack out of my shell for, but I think I'm making progress with it. Challenges. I feel like maybe it could be a limiting belief thing, but it's like I feel like I kind of when I have the opportunity to kind of present the opportunity, I kind of shy away from it. So I think that's kind of something I need to work on.
Okay. Okay. So like when you have the thought that like I should probably say this to this person,
Yeah,
you
I
kind of get
honestly,
scared.
yeah,
Okay. I don't know. So like what I say to myself, when because I have that fear too, even today, like I still get scared. I'm like, oh my God, what are they gonna think? Um, I literally just think to myself, am I doing a disservice to this person by not telling them? And then I'm like, yeah, so I just go and tell them. So I'm not gonna lie, that's usually that's the only thing that goes through my mind, like because I still get that fear and the jitters and all that and all these thoughts, and I'm like, but let's bring it down to earth. Am I doing this person a disservice by not letting them know about this? Like, is this person suffering in silence, and I'm just gonna hold off to this thing that could help them in their suffering? Um, Once I start thinking that way, especially because I'm an empath, I'm just like, okay, fuck it, ignore my feelings. Like, I just gotta go and tell them. And then I just figure out a way to tell them. I usually let them know, like, hey, like, you've been telling me about how you've been struggling with gut health and your nutrition is all over the place. Like, I've been doing this program for a little bit. Like, I think it could help you if I send you a video about it. Would you take a look? And that's it. I've done this at work. I've done this at park. I've done this anywhere. Because that's what it boils down to. Like at the end of the day, like it's up to them if they want to learn more about it. And I can tell you most of the time, I'll say 95% of the time when I do, they're like, yeah, here's my number. Oh, well, yeah, well, how do we do this? And still in chat the other, I still have it here. Like people literally give me their numbers. Like they give me their phone numbers. People add me on Instagram, people add me on Facebook, like they find a way. And I just immediately add them to my list and just make sure that I follow up with them. Because they're not gonna follow up with me. I'm a professional, so I make sure that I follow up with them. So yeah, I would that's what I would say that I think. Hopefully that's helpful for you. If not, maybe you can figure out another self-talk that can be more helpful for you, that's more in alignment with your values. Um, but just an idea, because that's a conversation that like it's just not helpful. Like realistically, people need to know. So like it's
yeah.
just not helpful to like hold off on the info. Yeah. Um, Mr. Chadwick, or no?
Yes, sir. Wins, I would say I'm becoming better at finding ideas for social media posts.
Dude,
And
I've seen you on social media, bro. I see you. I'm sorry, you were saying I'll be hyped. I'll be hyped.
yeah, I feel like I'm finally adding value that like matters, not just things that I like and that doesn't really relate to anybody else, but like or like little entertainment stuff, but it actually gives you value by viewing it and stuff like, oh, that's cool. Like you can like think on it. So that's my main thing. Exactly. Scroll by. It's like hope like honestly, I just had a somebody I've been talking to for a little bit gave me a huge long paragraph because of something I posted on my story. And I'm like, holy crap, this actually works. Like it actually resonated with them.
I
And
love
it's
it. That gives me a great idea, and I totally can share with you guys too. So my mentor Brandon told me to create a folder. I have it on my Google Drive, but the folder he told me to call it reasons why. So on here, I screenshot every time anyone gives me a compliment or anytime someone shares with me a pain point. And yeah, like I literally get really, really long ones all the time. Like I get like gifts sometimes. I get literally I forgot to tell you, thank you for assisting, teaching, and being alongside me. Love you, bro. No homo. And the little seeds of positivity you plant talking to my mom even though she has many limiting beliefs. Like, I reach out. I don't know, like, hey, I forgot to tell you. So I screenshot that stuff. This is good because like whenever I'm feeling down, I'm like, what's the point? Like, I'm like, I go back to this and I'm like, oh, okay, this is why. So that's a tool that's really helped me. And you saying that, I would recommend screenshotting and starting your folder or call it reasons why, and just use it as a stack pile of reasons why we do what we do.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
it's my
Uh,
favorite folder. Yeah.
to, to add to that though, a struggle I've been having, I would say it's kind of opposite of what Layla said It's I think I'm too eager to bring this up. It's like, holy crap, like, I found something I want to tell you so bad, but it's like, well, I kind of identified the problem with that on my own. It's like the hell? Like why are you telling me?
Yeah,
Like they gave me no reason to tell them.
that's good. So it's funny because I'm both of you guys. So when I started, I was like you, Chad, and then I got burnt because I didn't do it, in an effective way. And then I just stopped and I just felt really, really scared talking to anybody. That's why I can give you guys tools about it because I know how it feels. And when it comes to the passion, Chad, today that's my biggest challenge because I kind of went back and forth. So I started and I was really excited. My girlfriend at the time really hurt my feelings about the business, and I just like, okay, I'm just not gonna tell anyone about it. I'm just trying to like read people off and like hurt, and that wasn't the truth. So now I'm back to being really excited and want to talk about this all the time. Don't. I like whenever I'm having that thought, I'm like, no, instead of utilizing my energy to speak, you let my energy to listen and learn. So when I'm really excited about telling someone about something and they're telling me like, yo, I'm just want to lose weight. Oh, bro, wait. What do you want to lose weight? When do you start having these thoughts? What's your time frame like? And then I started diving deeper into that goal. I started diving deeper into their why. And then that takes energy. So instead of utilizing my energy to try to explain and sell someone into something, my focus flips to let me utilize this energy to actually learn more about this person, so that when I feel like I'm educated enough about this person, then I could maybe provide a solution for them. That way you never feel like, oh my God, why is this person telling me about this? We even talk about about this, or like out of nowhere. But once they're open up with you enough and they share with you some of the pain points and their goals, and you share with them a solution, it just feels like, oh, that makes sense. Like, yeah, of course. Like, why would they not offer a solution when I told them the things that I've been struggling with for months and sometimes years or decades? Of course, I'll take a look. And then I don't ever feel like any kind of way anymore because I get to the point where I feel like, does that person see me as a friend? Right? Does that person like me? Honestly, do they fuck with me? Honestly, that's what it boils down to. And do I want to talk to them? Like, is it reciprocal? And then from there, like, and we having a good conversation, it makes it a lot easier. I don't really like to text people. I like to start conversations on text. I like to jump on Zooms or do phone calls or meet in person. So I use social media as a way to initiate conversations, but I always move them to a more involved medium, whether it's phone call, video call is my preferred, or in person is my top. If they're not here in Arizona, then we're doing a video call. Like, that's it. Yo, what's your what's your work schedule like? What's your availability like? Oh, I'm off Tuesdays. Ah, okay. Then we find a time and then I jump on a call. We don't talk about Pure, we don't talk about anything. We just connect and see. And like I said, like I go into that first initial call thinking, how can we collaborate? How can I add value to them? And how can they add value to me? Like, how can we collaborate? How can we build together? And I tell them the same thing. Yo, like, okay, tell me about you. Well, where are you from? What do you do? Okay, this is what I do. Okay, how can we collaborate? And then we mastermind. And we figure out ways like we could collaborate. And it might be Purium. A lot of the time it really is because a lot of people are missing what we have. But there's times that it's not. Like I shared with you guys before, like it's literally completely separated. We never the call that I got on my friend from California, we never even talked about Purium. She knows I also do nutrition because I got to plant that seed. But I told her I work with a nutrition company out of California, so I could plant that seed. But I never told her like, hey, like how's your nutrition like? Nah, we're not talking about that. I don't even know her. I don't even know her. So now she likes all my stuff. She comments on my stories. We're cool ass people. I sent her the thing today. What do you think is next? Like I'm start asking her about like her goals and her struggles and stuff like that. Okay, look, now that we found that trust, we can dive a little bit deeper. And if I don't really feel comfortable with someone, and I really think that they could benefit from it, indirect. Who do you know? Who do you know might be wanting to improve their health? Who do you know might want to like level up their nutrition? Who do you know is struggling with losing weight? Who do you know wants to put on muscle mass? Whatever do you know that would talk directly to them, but don't ask them directly. And then from there, two things can happen. They give you a referral or two, or they'll like, I want to know. And then it makes it a lot easier. It takes all the pressure off you because you're not asking them directly, hey, please sign up here. They're like, hey, who do you know that I should talk to that, is interested in this or wants to learn more about this? And guess what? Regardless of what they say, they're like, I have a couple of friends. What do you think they need? In order for them to refer anyone, they need to know more about it, right? So if I send you a video about it, you take a look. So they gotta watch the video and be exposed so they can refer anyone, so they can tell you. But guess what? They're getting the information regardless. So it's just it really like that part for me removes all the pressure and removes all the stress off like presenting the opportunity. Because if I'm nervous about what they may think, I just indirect it. And then especially if I want someone to move quicker, or if they've been telling me for some time that they'd be struggling, and maybe they don't trust me yet too much, indirect.
Okay. And I have a question on top of that. So what if you're trying to talk to somebody and get to know them, try to become friends, and they're not very engaged in that? Should we like try to do it more slowly for them, or should we just kind of go to the next person and try to go back to them later?
If you're talking to someone about like what we're doing,
No, just because I have some friends on Instagram I was just trying to catch up with, and they're giving
yeah,
me short sentences and ending it super quickly, and
yeah,
I'm just trying to get to know them
yeah.
so that I can get to like the next phase and get closer to them. So that's what I mean. Like,
So
just,
I would say most people don't like texting. I think texting it's efficient, but for connecting reasons, most people don't like to text. Voice note is a little more effective when if you're trying to stay within the text realm, but I would say I will move it as quickly as possible to a video call. Like I reach out to my old high school friends from like DR, and I would be like, yo, how you been, dude? Like what's good news in your life? Oh, I've been working and I have my kid now and this and that. Bro, like we gotta catch up. What's your availability like? Let's jump on a video call. They're like, oh bro, I work this day, and then like, okay, and then then I go on a video call. Because then chat, this is the thing. Once you have the first initial video call, you don't have to keep having video calls with them. Then you can continue the conversation on text because you have a good deep grasp of their life. And then it's just updating from there. Then you can just text them and be like, yo, how you been? I'm like, the job is doing pretty good. The kid just turned 3, like whatever that might be, it makes it a lot easier. But texting, to think about it this way, like I know for a fact that I've been in situations where people ask me, yo, what you been up to? Fill me up on your entire life. I'm like, I don't really want to like sit here and type for this whole thing. Like, I'll get back to it later, and then I forget, and I never do. And it happens. So just keep that in mind. Like, this is all about making it easy for the person. Like, what's the easiest for them? Like, what's the easiest for them to communicate? And from what I found, like voice notes work pretty well. Initiating with text usually helps too. I've initiated with voice too, like it helps too. But if you really want to connect with someone, jump on a video call with them. It's really helpful. And you can just chill on the couch, sit on the couch and be like, yo, how you been, bro? Like, how's life? Like, and just catch up. And you don't like you just catch up with a person, fine. And then I like to honor my time. And I like to set a time that I want to talk to this person, whether it's and I don't even tell them sometimes if we're connecting, whether it's half an hour or an hour. And then when the hour hits, I make sure that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump off. Like it's nice talking to you. We definitely gotta stay connected. And then jump off from there. That way, I make sure that I'm not spending all of my time just bullshitting with my boys on video call, right? I'm dedicating that time to make sure that I connect, but I'm not spending all of my time doing that because I'm not having business conversations in those situations. But I like to do that. I know Kenny does it a lot too, where he just like because he calisthenics all over the country. He just talks to people like let's jump in the Zoom call and let's just connect, and they just talk about calisthenics things. They just talk about the things they like. So look at it that way, and also understand that all those conversations can lead to more doors opening for you in other areas. especially you, Layla. I know that you're looking to expand, like that can help you in connecting with different colleges. I would personally reach out to people in the colleges that you want to go to that are there already and befriend them and be like, yo, I'm looking into going to your school. What do you think about it so far? Let's jump on a Zoom call so you can tell me about it. And I literally straight up, I've done that for behavior analysis. I've done that for autism and fitness. Like I jumped on calls with the top fitness and autism experts in the world, and I just reach out to them and I'm like, oh, let's jump on a Zoom call. Let's see how we could collaborate. And we've done like lives together, or they've shared with me their programs that they do. They share with them some assessments that they do, or vice versa. So have fun with it and understand that this is literally every prospect is just a door to so many opportunities. And we might not be the prospect directly, but it might be their friend's friend. It might be, someone down the line that you can connect really deeply with, and still build with at the same time. But does that make sense, Chad?
Definitely.
Does that make sense, Layla?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Amazing questions. You guys are freaking awesome as usual. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, so after the second week in 2 weeks from now, we're gonna switch these calls from 8 p.m. to 11 a.m. Because I'm not gonna be teaching anymore. So hopefully you guys can make it. I think Kenny's gonna have to watch the recordings, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna switch it to 11 a.m. 8 a.m. start a little bit rough on me, and I have to do them this time mostly because the work that I do. I like to do training meetings in the morning better because it sets up the team to have momentum for the rest of the day rather than ending the day hyped up. Like, oh, I'm excited. And you're like, oh, I gotta go to sleep now. I'm like, I hate it. I want to start doing it in the mornings. So in a couple of weeks, we're gonna start doing this in the morning. I guess no. If you guys have any questions about anything we went over on today's call, make sure you drop it in the comments so we can give you some more clarity on anything that we went over. I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.